Hi, it's Satoe here. I'm here from Hong Kong. I'm making the video again. So here we are Japan Reiki Association, and thanks for watching our video all the time. So today I'd like to talk about the topic, is Reiki compatible with religion, for example, because I have received some questions, or sometimes I heard comments about Reiki and other things related to religion. So is that possible? I still practice Reiki. I still believe in some religion. I want to say, why not? Yes, is of course you can try this. You can do it, because I have many students. They also have their own different beliefs. It's no problem at all. So you can practice Reiki safely, and you can of course can do your own belief. Yeah. So I also want to share my own ideas and also related to my personal experience. So I'm Japanese. Actually, I'm very flexible about any religion. Yeah. Because in Japan, so majority people in Japan, I think almost we think the same way. So we don't have any special religion to believe. We have churches and temples, shrines, and actually that's all belong to the different religion. But for Japanese, we are so flexible, can visit anytime that if you wish to. Yeah. But I found myself that something different. Yeah. For example, if I go to shrine, for example, shrine is the place to prayer, but this prayer is something quite different. Why I visit it is because I'm kind of a begging God, like I ask for help, that I want to pass exam. So can you help me pass exam, or I want to be rich, or maybe I want to find a partner. I want to spend a happy life. It is quite similar that, like what we call about the prayer. But what I did in the past, it is more like I asking for help, or I begging God, like, can you do this for me? And then, because, if you go to the shrine, then you have a souvenir shop. You can buy some lucky charm. So we naturally buy the lucky charm for souvenir. For example, you can send this gift to your family members, your friends. So if you visited some special temples or shrines, so we have this custom to buy the souvenir in the shrine and a temple. And then we have this lucky charm sent it to the people. I didn't say this is not a good habit. It's of course it's okay. So you can still send the gift which you got in the temple and shrine. But I found the difference myself, because before I'm tend to do asking help for God, like I'm begging God, like, oh, can you do this for me, or can you help me do this? Yeah, this is the basic idea about why I'm visiting. I'm doing the prayer. But after I learned Reiki, I also have some experience, because I can tell now here in Hong Kong and before I was in Japan, maybe there's some culture different. Like we have a different habits, different culture. But here in Hong Kong, so I found that the people really believe in the one thing. So if you say you believe in the Christian or you believe in the Buddhism, so they more focus on what they believe. So compared to Japanese, we are more like a mess, and it's kind of a not sure which one. So we are very flexible. But here in Hong Kong, that I found it, the people is more set in the one religion, and then that's okay, no problem at all. Yeah, but I found the difference, and I also additionally again more experience with that. So what I found is, so prayer has two things, because one is like you are just asking help and you are kind of a begging God. So can you help me? Yeah. But I found myself actually the prayer is the way to you feel grateful. Like you can just showing your gratitude. That's I couldn't find before. Yeah, so if you're doing the prayer with more like asking for help only, maybe your emotion. So what is your emotion? So you can check with yourself, like what is your emotion when you're doing the prayer. Even you pray for others, like some people need help, and they wish they become healthier, they become happiness. I think it's good things that you can wish for somebody happiness. Health is very good, and I really believe the power of prayer. Yeah. But what about your emotion? If your emotion, a lot of worries, sometimes you couldn't feel grateful or a little bit upset. So with these kind of negative emotions, and then you go on the prayer, I believe that your power of prayer is not that strong enough. Yeah, so what I found here is consciousness. Our human consciousness is so powerful. So sometimes you pray something or you think something, and then if you keep imagining about that things going to happen to you, so actually you have a power to make the things happen. But sometimes, on the other hand, we also have don't know what the kind of power, like you are not really focusing on the things you don't want to happen, but that's strongly happen to you. So that's, I think, is something happen with your deep, like unconscious level. That's I want to tell. And then the key to manage this, if you want to use the power of the prayer, I believe it is the key is your emotion. What kind of emotion do you have now? And then you do the prayer. So your prayer becomes stronger, but sometimes you are not aware about your emotions. So sometimes you are too many worries. You do prayer. So your prayer is become more focusing on the one which is more worry side, and then your consciousness working with your worries. So the things happen to you, it is more related to worry or scary and those things that happen to you. I quite thinking this makes sense because this is also what happened to me before. So sometimes I couldn't understand why this happened to me, and then it is not what I wish for, but that something happened to you. Now I can tell that because I start practicing Reiki, I also learn about how the energy working with us. So what we can do with about our emotion. Yeah. So I want to check with you. So after you practice Reiki, what is your emotion? So usually we feel more grateful. We have a gratitude. But this gratitude, grateful feeling, it is not coming with your thinking. For example, if you do the routine, you always keep saying that, yeah, thank you for the food, thank you for everything. So you have these habits, you do the good routine every day. But what is your real emotion? Do you really feel grateful, or are you not thinking grateful only? So that's also the very, very big difference for me as well. So before I tried to think grateful, but actually I was not feeling grateful that's happening. Yeah, so I want to check with you, what is your emotions? Yeah, sometimes because we don't really know about the emotion, because we are so used to it, we cannot really differentiate. Sometimes you are kind of a little bit stressed, or maybe you are kind of facing the negative emotions, but you know what happened to us? We are trying to suppress negative emotions because I think we feel no good. We don't feel good if I facing the negative emotions, or maybe we exposing the negative emotions to the others. Of course, we can do that, because if you do that, means that I was so angry and then just showing the anger to everybody. No way, it is not good. I want to be good person, but sometimes we cannot really avoid that we having the negative emotions. We are so used to it to suppress the negative emotions. The one thing that you can try is, what is your emotion? So you can also experience and what is your sensation. Actually, even you don't know the emotion, so do you have any physical condition? Do you have any body condition? So sometimes you suppress too much. You also don't not aware about your body condition. Maybe you are too tired, overworked too much, but you think that that is the standard level. You just was keep going on. You have some emotions which is not discovered yet. Yeah, I think we can do this. You have this work. You can try with Reiki. After your emotion become more balanced, and then you become more agree with the grateful sensation, like a grateful feeling. Then you do the prayer. I believe that your prayer, the power of prayer, is even much better. So in this way, yes, you can practice Reiki. You can also still continue your prayer. Yeah, this is of course no problem at all. So I want you to understand this is possible. You can just go on together. And then doing these two things together, your prayer become even stronger and powerful. Yeah, you can feel more effect. It's definitely happened to you. Yeah. So that's it for today. I really want to let you know that yes, it's possible. Reiki is compatible with any religion. Yeah, you can try it and you can examine yourself. Then you can really know more about Reiki and yourself. Okay? So thanks for watching and have a good Reiki day and see you next time. Bye.